All right, Jimmy, how you doing today?
I am doing great. How about you, Mr. Lee?
Hey, I am awesome. Before we get started, all right, just to let you know, I'm one of the school counselors here. My job is to just help you with whether it's academic, anything that you might be going through. As you know, anything that we talked about will be between us. The only difference is if something happens where you are talking about harming yourself or someone else is harmed, I have to let someone know, whether it's a parent or another administrator. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, all right. Tell what I just got to tell you, so make sure we both on the same page.
Whatever we talk about, nobody else is going to know about, unless I say I'm going to hurt myself, or if I indicate somebody else is going to get hurt.
Okay. Yes. All right. So we have had a last couple weeks. We've been showing some progress. So tell me how this week went.
Well, it went a lot better.
Okay.
You know, I did check for my homework more.
Okay.
I can't say I did it every night, but I did it more. And and I tried when Mr. Garland was talking. I tried when I didn't understand a word he was saying. I tried to ask him what it meant. And of course I had to do that a lot, and sometimes he got a little irritated. But most of the time he would tell me what it meant, and it would help. It did, and I did. I did manage to get up most of the time by myself.
Okay. So you got most of the time by yourself. Okay.
Yeah, most of the time. And I did a lot better.
Oh, good.
And was able to. Mom and I, we had some talks a couple of times. Some of them were good, and some of them were bad.
Okay. So tell me, all right, so you did have to talk to your mom. So just for full disclosure, your mom did call the school, and they brought me in because she was concerned about your grades.
Yeah, that's why I said one of them was bad.
Yeah, so I was able to sit down and talk to her, and we talked and stuff, and some of the concerns, like she was, like how you were missing her, and stuff like that. But I did not communicate with her about far as your plan to talk to her in the mornings, because I wanted to see how that went. So how did that go? How did those conversations go?
Well, like I said, one of them was good, and then one of them wasn't. But the one that was good,
tell me about the one that was good.
That was the first one. It was good. She was surprised I was up.
Okay.
She was shocked. She figured I'd done something wrong. Because I was being nice.
Okay.
And I was up by myself. But we just talked, and told her. I told her that I wanted her around more.
Okay.
That I didn't feel like I was. I didn't feel like I was able to take care of myself the way I have been.
Okay. All right. And how did you feel she responded to that? Well,
she at first, she just said, it couldn't be helped right now, but she understood. But and I understand, it can't be helped because she's working. But she said she could see what she could do about maybe getting a different shift or something like that.
Okay. All right. So how did you feel after the conversation?
I felt good just telling her whether it changes or not. I felt good just talking to her because we really we don't have a chance to talk, and I wanted to talk to her.
Okay. All right. So you talked to her about your situation, how you was feeling. You was able to articulate that. She said that basically she wants to try to spend more time. She might possibly see if she can work out a schedule change.
Yeah.
Okay. How did that make you feel when you heard about the schedule change?
Oh, I was wonderful. I mean, I didn't know. I guess I don't know how I felt. I was happy.
You happy
about that? Yeah.
All right, good. All right, so what about the conversation that you felt like that didn't go well?
Well, that was that was after she talked to some of my teachers and you, and about my grades, because she thought my grades were better than they were. I really hadn't shown her my report card. But even though it was bad, it was good.
Okay.
She was, of course, she was mad about my grades, which, I can't be mad at her for being mad about my grades because they're not where they should be, or where they could be.
Okay.
I know that they are better than what they were because of the stuff you've had me doing, but I still enjoyed talking to her even though she was mad at me.
Okay. Well, that's good. Did you communicate? Did you tell her about the plan that you had in place to
Oh
get your
yeah,
grades up?
trust. I jumped on in there when she started getting mad. I started telling her what you were having me do.
All right.
And that it was helping. I tried to leave Tyler out as much as I could.
Okay. Why did you feel the need to leave Tyler out?
Mom don't like Tyler.
Why doesn't Mom like Tyler?
She says he's a bad influence.
Can you give me an example of what Mom thinks is of what a situation that Tyler is possibly a bad influence?
When I'm not getting my homework done.
Okay.
Please prepare for dismissal.
Is there any other reason other than you not getting your homework done? Because I sense in your expression on your face, there's a little bit more there.
No, just because I can't get my homework done.
Okay, because you can't get your homework done.
Yeah, and she thinks he keeps me from doing what I need to do.
Okay. What do you think?
Well, yeah, he does keep me from doing what I really need to do, but
Okay.
I like to have fun.
Okay. So I hear what you're saying. Do you like to have fun?
Uh-huh.
And I understand how you feel about Tyler. But we've been working on trying to improve our grades and our
Yeah.
study habits.
And I've been working on that. I have.
Okay. All right, so where's our roadblock? What do you feel like is the roadblock?
Oh, the roadblock. You mean what's keeping me from doing what I
Yes.
need to do?
Yes, because we got to a certain point and it's like, ugh.
Well,
So what's stopping, what you feel like is stopping you from getting over that hump where it's like consistent?
it'd be easy to blame Tyler because he's my distraction, but I let him be my distraction.
Say that again.
I let him be the distraction.
Good. That is a wonderful breakthrough. We taking ownership of the situation. That is a good thing. That's a good sign. So, Jimmy, what can you do to keep your improvement going?
Do more of what I've been doing, making sure I don't let Tyler be the distraction.
Okay.
I still want to spend time with him, but I can't. I gotta still get my other stuff done too.
Okay.
That I need to get done.
Okay. So let's do this. Let's pause and let's do a thinking exercise, thought-provoking exercise. Come up with a scenario a perfect scenario where everything was taken care of, and you still got a chance to hang out with Tyler. How would that look? What would the first thing you would do, and how would it look, and how would you feel if that was able to be accomplished?
Well, to get everything done and spend time with Tyler, I'd have to get everything done first because once Tyler and I get together, it's hard to quit, and stop and go to studying.
Okay.
So I'd have to get, when I got home from school, I'd have to get any homework done or studying done before I went over to Tyler's or he came over. I couldn't even play video games first, which I really like to do.
Okay.
But so I'd have to get my homework done. And once that's done, I could either go over to Tyler's. Of course, I'd have to eat first, then I could go over to Tyler's, or he could come over,
All seventh grade
Okay.
bus riders.
and then we could hang out for a little while before, bedtime.
Okay.
And then I'd go to bed, and I'd probably be happy because I'd have my homework done, and I would have got to see Tyler.
Okay. All right. So if I understand you correctly, if you your perfect world, take care of your schoolwork and stuff first, you'll be able to go to bed happier and you'll wake up happier. Okay. And how would that how would that change things for you if you could wake up happier?
Well, it'd make it easier to do the next day.
Yeah.
To make it through the next day. because a lot of times you wake up and you know you didn't get your homework. You go to school and you're just waiting for that teacher to ask, and then they ask, and you just feel, I don't know, you feel terrible. That you don't have it, and you feel embarrassed.
Yeah.
And so if it was done, you would wake up not having to worry about that. And, that changed a lot.
It changed a lot. Yes.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Now, did you talk to your mom about the people that's watching you? Did you talk to her about them and how you felt about that?
Yeah, I mean, that was part of the conversation when we talked about me missing her. That they're really no substitute. They're not really watching me, and they're not interacting with me. I get to do what I want, which really that's not that bad, but it's bad for my grades. So yeah, we did talk about that.
Okay. All right. So you talked about that. So what was the results of that part of that conversation?
Like she said she'd see what she could do. She'd talk to them, but she really didn't have anybody else that could watch me. And I understand that too. But again, she did say she was going to see about getting a different shift too, and maybe that would be a solution.
Okay.
Or at least some different shifts.
Okay. So in the meantime, what do you feel like you can do until your mom's shift changes? What can you do in the meantime that you can personally control?
Well, when I get home, instead of playing video games and going straight over to Tyler's, like I said, I could do my homework. And if I get that done, then spend some time with Tyler and, get everything done that I need to get done before Tyler comes over or whatever.
Okay. So, Tyler, what do you know about Tyler? Does Tyler, his parents have the same schedule like your mom do? Because Tyler seems like Tyler has a lot of free time too.
No, his parents are at home, but they don't care what he does.
Okay. So, now, I know you mentioned you and Tyler are in the same classes. How do you think what is it that you can do to help Tyler for study-wise goes?
Well, my math teacher keeps telling me I need to get a study partner for math. Because, he said that's how he passed college math, is having study partners.
Okay.
And I keep telling him I got one, but I really don't. I guess if Tyler and I were actually study together, it might help him.
Okay.
And me.
Yeah. Okay. So how would that look? Instead of playing, how would that look instead of playing video games? How would that look if y'all was substitute something, take it out the video games?
That's gonna be tough. Tyler don't like to do schoolwork. That's gonna take some convincing. He doesn't like schoolwork.
So Tyler doesn't like schoolwork. So what do you think about that?
About him not liking schoolwork? That's his choice. That's him. I can't control him.
Right.
I can't.
Think about it.
I can ask if he wants some help.
Yeah. But what's the logical choice? If you gotta have, you're saying your math teacher said you need a study partner.
He did.
So what's the logical choice? If Tyler don't like to study.
Well, I could find another study partner,
Okay.
but that's not going to help Tyler out.
All right. Well, we talking about Jimmy. What's
Yeah.
best for Jimmy?
Well, I can find another study partner, I guess.
So, because here's the thing, Jimmy, you gotta realize something. We gotta figure out what's best for you.
Okay.
And you mentioned that Tyler doesn't like to study.
Nope.
And
he
it
does not.
sounds to me as if you already tried to study with Tyler.
Well, when I told him I told Tyler what you had me doing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, of course he made fun of me,
Okay.
but I don't think he was very interested in it.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't see any use in it.
How did it make you feel?
Well, actually, it made me feel bad at first
Okay.
Please dismiss all walkers.
because he was
riders,
making fun of me.
After-school activity.
But then I thought about how my grades had gone up some, so that made me feel better.
Okay.
So I know it's the right thing to do.
Okay. Oh, good.
Plus it helped me have some time to talk to my mom, and so I know it's good, even though he doesn't. But again, that's his choice.
Correct.
So yeah, I guess I could find myself another study partner.
Okay. All right. So, is there anybody in your class that you get along with that you could possibly use as a study partner?
Yeah, Sarah, she's pretty cool.
Okay.
She's pretty smart too.
Okay.
I think she would do it.
Okay. So, Sarah.
Yeah.
All right. So Sarah's pretty cool. Sarah's pretty smart. Okay.
The thing is, Tyler's gonna make more fun of me because I'm getting help from a girl. But again, that's his choice.
Yeah. So, all right. So it seems like we making some good progress. You made a lot of changes and stuff. So let's look back at our SMART goal. Our SMART goal was to write down all our schedules, everything that we got to test.
Right.
Make sure that we got home.
Right.
Okay. And talk to mom. So we already we got up. We talked to mom. So what went well far as working allowed you to get up early to talk to mom?
Well, as far as allowing me to get up, well,
Yeah.
getting my work done and then getting in bed early enough, I was able to get enough sleep. Except, of course, took my alarm a couple of times. I hit snooze, but I still got up before she did and got ready so that we could sit and talk before I had to go to school.
All right.
That went well.
Okay, so those things went well, so we need to continue to do that.
Uh-huh.
All right. What was the opportunity you had that on the day that you didn't do it? What was the thing that held you up?
Well, the night before, played around a little too much, didn't get in bed in time. I still got some of my homework done, but I didn't get it all done. But I think the key was I didn't go to bed in time, so I was real tired the next morning.
Okay. So tell me about after you got your schoolwork done, after you eat, what is your routine right before you go to bed?
Well, I usually take a shower,
Okay.
and my mom wants me to brush my teeth twice a day, so I have to do that. And then sometimes I'll watch TV or play on my phone.
Okay. And about what time is that when that happens?
That I'm watching TV.
And playing on your phone.
I play that's probably about 9 o'clock.
By 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
I mean, roughly by how long you fall asleep with it, or you shut it off at a certain time?
Well, I just whenever I feel like going to sleep.
Okay. All right. So it sounds like our night routine is we get up, take a bath, and then we start playing on our phone or watching TV. All right. So what can we do differently to change our night routine up?
After I eat, I would have already got my homework done unless I could do,
Now,
should have gotten it all done.
Yeah. Homework's done. Everything's done. This is right before we go to bed.
I could watch the TV before I took my bath,
Okay.
and then after I took the bath, go straight to bed. But my hair would be wet. But I could still go to bed. And then I wouldn't. And same thing with my phone. I guess when it's time to go to bed, put my phone up. That's hard to do.
Okay.
So
what
maybe-
time does mom get home?
She gets home probably around midnight.
Okay. So you already sleep by then.
Most of the time. Sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay, so most of the time, sometimes. Okay.
Supposed to be.
All right. So what I need you now is think about the perfect scenario of where you get to bed on time, so you can continue this great job that you're doing with your schoolwork, get up talking to mom. What can we do differently? How can we what changes can you make?
After dinner, I could set aside I could watch a little TV or play on my phone till 8, 8 o'clock.
Okay.
I guess, and then take my shower. So that by 9 o'clock I could be in bed.
Okay. All right. So how do you think that would make you feel if you're able to accomplish that?
I don't know.
You know?
When I was able to get up the next morning, I'd be happy.
Okay, you'd be happy.
Yeah, because I'd be able to get up. I wouldn't be as tired. So yeah, and I'd get to talk to mom, which makes me happy.
Makes you happy. Right.
I like that. So that's would make me happy.
Okay. So how do you feel about your progress you made so far? How do you feel about it?
Well, to be honest, I'm a little proud of it.
Okay.
Because I know I'm not perfect, but I think I've gotten a little better at get my homework done and asking questions when I don't understand something. I think I have. And talking to mom, those things I've gotten. They've made me feel better about myself.
Okay. It made you feel better about yourself. How were you feeling about yourself beforehand?
Well, when you're sitting in a classroom and you don't understand what the person's talking about, you don't feel too good about yourself. I ain't gonna say I'm stupid, but I don't like that word.
No.
But you don't understand. It doesn't make you feel good about yourself.
Okay. So if I'm hearing you correctly, one of the things that you were feeling that was hanging up, you had a little self-doubt that you could do the work. Okay.
I didn't think I could because I couldn't.
And all right, so we had that self-doubt, which is understandable. But the self-doubt, if I'm understanding correctly, the self-doubt was stemming from not feeling like you was able to do the work. All right, and now we got a plan in place. You feel confident you can do the work. So what feeling do you have now?
Well, like I said, I feel better about myself because when I don't understand, I know I can ask and not look stupid.
Correct. Okay. Now, is there any other areas in your life that you can apply this process to?
What do you mean?
Think about it. Tell me the SMART goal we created. Tell me how it goes.
Well, I get my work done. Now I'm supposed to get in bed on time, so I can get up and talk to mom. And I'm supposed to ask questions when I don't understand.
All right. So
class.
we identified a situation or a problem or a situation that we had to resolve, right? We came up with a game plan to resolve that particular situation. And we set goals in order to accomplish the resolution, correct?
So when you don't understand something, you plan on how to figure it out.
Correct.
And then you set goals. So the goals would be what you could do to get the answer.
Correct. So now that we understand that process, is there any other area in your life that you think you can apply that process to?
Besides school?
Yeah, besides school, it can be anything. It don't have to necessarily be school. It can be something outside of school.
Well, I don't have a job, so it wouldn't be that. But if it could be used on anything that you have a problem with that you don't understand. because the first step is basically realizing that you don't understand, and then you ask for help, and you develop a way of getting the information to fix it. So yeah, it could be, I like to run track, but I'm not always the fastest person.
Oh, I didn't know you ran track.
Well, I hadn't been the last couple of years. I haven't been because I haven't been fast enough.
Okay.
But I like to run.
All right. So let's apply that. So you like to run. You haven't been able to run track because you feel that you haven't been fast enough. Why do you feel like you're not fast enough?
Well, it's because I don't have enough stamina. I know that.
Okay.
I do know that.
Okay. So that's a good example. How, if you want to run track, what can you do to be able to run track this next coming up track season?
I got to figure out why I don't have enough stamina, but my coach told me why I don't have enough stamina, so I don't have to figure it out. He told me. He said, I'll run enough.
Okay.
So I don't run enough, but so I guess that would be my problem. And so I got to figure out how to get to where I have more stamina.
How?
By running more.
Okay.
So I would have to figure out when I could do that and fit that into my schedule. But sort of do like a checklist, like how, when, what days, and what times I could do that. Man, scheduling comes into this a lot.
Yeah. Why do you think that is?
Because when you're having fun, you forget about schedules. And then you don't get things done that you're supposed to get done. So scheduling is probably what I could apply to all parts of my life. Schoolwork, track, seeing mom,
Yeah.
and spending time with friends like Tyler. Yeah, scheduling.
Yeah.
So I gotta get better at scheduling.
Yes. So how are you gonna get better at scheduling?
Well, for my homework, you had me do that checklist. I guess I'd have to create something like that.
All right. So
Because I'd have to have it in front of me. I couldn't remember it.
okay. Yes. So take out homework, plug anything in, and that's your template.
Okay. I might have to ask you to help me develop that too.
That's fine. That's what I'm here for. Like, so what is your relationship like with your track coach?
Well, I like the track coach. But even though he told me I was too slow, which I couldn't be mad at him at because when somebody passing you, you're too slow.
Okay.
But he's good. He's fun too.
Okay. All right. So do you trust him?
Yes.
All right. So he asked you to do what?
Run more.
Run more.
Yeah. But he said that's how I'm gonna develop my stamina. Running more. Well, I say run more often.
Is there anywhere in your schedule that you could possibly do that? All right. So, all right, take your time and think about it.
It's gonna. I know I might could do some on the weekend, but I think it needs to be more than that. It take 2 or 3 times a week that I need to run to develop.
Okay. Okay.
It take 2 or 3 times a week.
2 or 3 times a week. Okay. Now, how would you feel if you was able to get that accomplished?
Well, if I could actually run track, that make me feel wonderful.
Okay.
Because I enjoy it, and so I'd really be happy.
Okay. So, since we've been talking for these last couple of weeks, I noticed a big change. So you're a lot more happier now. Is this something that do you feel like this is something you can keep going and develop a habit where you are always in a good state of mind?
I think so, because I feel a lot better about myself since my grades have gotten better. Even though Mom was mad about how low they were, they have gotten better. And of course, we've been talking more, and that I've been real happy about that. So if I could get to where I could run track, I don't know what else would make me happier.
Okay. Well, that seems like that's our goal. That should be our next goal. So, all right, so let's recap. So we have made progress with getting our grades up, had progress with talking to Mom. We got a game plan that we can actually apply through our everyday life. So it sounds like our next challenge is how we can apply that to our track, because that's something we really want to do. Correct?
Yeah.
All right. All right, so tell me, so let's see. So look at your schedule. We'll take a look at your schedule, and then we'll look and see where you got at least one. Let's start out with just one day a week where you can run.
Okay.
And then we can go from there. How about that?
Yeah. Now, does it need to be Monday through Friday or on the weekend? Because on the weekend, I have a little more time.
It can be on the weekend.
Well, I think we could start on Saturday.
Okay.
And, I know I can find some time on Saturdays.
Okay. And then and the whole thing with this is just adding one thing and then progressing. So you notice we started out with homework, got that down. Then we started adding, talking with Mom, got that down. So now we're just adding just one more, same process, same routine. We're just adding one more thing that you need to try to get accomplished. That makes sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's schedule to meet back next Friday. And so what's the one thing you're going to work on this week?
Finding a time to run.
Yep. And we're going to continue to do all the other things. We're
Yes.
just going to try to find time.
Add that.
Okay?
I'm going to have to get me something to write on to keep track with all this.
Yes. What you think you're going to need? What it's called? It's a specific name for it.
A calendar?
Yeah, calendar. So you need to get a calendar and work and use that calendar. And if you need help, what you supposed to do?
I'm supposed to ask for help.
Ask for help. All right, Jimmy, what else you got for me today?
I don't know. I mean, because we talked about my grades and getting my grades up. We talked about Mom.
Okay.
We talked about running track.
Yeah.
Let me think. Anything else? No, I can't think of anything else. Those three things, that's a lot.
Okay. All right, Jimmy. Well, that is, and that's we need to just work on those, focus on those things. If there's not anything else, I guess we'll see each other next Friday.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Lee.
All right. Bye.